Cancer, welcome back for your September reading. For those of you who are new, welcome. Click the bell if you want to follow our live session. Otherwise, let's have a look at what you guys have going on for this month. Now, some of the energy of the retrograde season and the things we've learned, the things we've personally discovered intuitively and on a 3D level, it might be coming to a point where we're bringing some of that energy forward into the following month, which is this month. Now, some things that you've had heightened clarity on. Your crowning energy is the Magician, and that's you're discovering where, or have discovered rather, where you have power in your life. And it's like, look at the way he's holding his hands. It's like he actually realizes that the power is within his hands, and it might be you seeing signs and you're getting some light bulb moments and you're thinking, right, I'm actually grasping everything of what's going on, and I now know where I need to be, what I want to do, and how to move my life forward. Now, the thing is, in that energy, it might be through a 3D situation, something happening in your life that is making you feel ungrounded. And that's where the clarity is coming from. But you physically and spiritually know that this energy is something that you can change around. You can change the dynamic. So at a chakra point of view, the link will be directly below. Otherwise, you can just put base chakra into the actual search engine for your meditation and try and meditate at that frequency. That can be when you're sleeping at night time, you know, if you don't have time during the day. But I'll try and hyperlink this card into the whole reading to give you a hand to see how it's directly impacting you. Now, it can be a past tense energy of, you know, a family related, childhood related dynamic that has impacted you, and definitely the planets are asking us to go backwards. All the way past, you know, to our childhood, all the way from 8 years ago when something transpired, and that was happening around last month, and some of the energies are still going to be present this month, especially with some retrogrades we're going through. Now, in the area of your passions, your pursuits, and your vices, you might have been very critical towards a situation, towards something that you were passionate about initially. You might have had to have a very critical eye on a direct 3D situation. This can be a family-related dynamic. It can be the way in which you were handling things and the way in which other people were handling a scenario as well. So although you might have been moving towards something, the challenge is there, and the way in which you dealt with it was realizing this aspect. It might have been that for you to, even though you were trying to move towards your passions in life, you were quite critical towards yourself during that process and the way it was handled. And almost like you knew something was going to transpire, regardless of, you know, what the direct action was. You are coming into the month, however, taking on, this could be in the department of love. So the way in which something transpired could have been connected to your choices in your love life. It might have been your choices of a passionate nature. But you're coming in trying to be kind and understanding, and that could have been to your detriment as well. You can be looking at past tense energies of innocence. Again, this could be children, or it could have been where you were or another person was innocent in a direct situation. So you have really been meditating on certain things, but you've definitely been looking at the fact that you do know now in your life you do have power. It's not you didn't before, it's that you had compassion or trigger points that were preventing you from making decisions in certain areas. Now, what you're not seeing that is blocking you is you were trying to disconnect from emotions to be practical. But it unhinged you regardless because there were emotions there, and that's what you weren't seeing. In the area of money, okay, it can be word of mouth of a position. It can be jealousy of how you are going to attain your cash this month. But be careful, because there can be gossip around finances at the moment. If suddenly you come into a large sum of money, be super cautious and keep it at that correct vibration. But I'm feeling there is word of mouth of how this money is going to come about for you. What you're wanting to spend your money on as well can be coming through word of mouth and through the grapevine. So if you're wanting to invest in something, you are going to hear some news about something that you're wanting to place your money towards. You're going to have to use your intuition on this, okay? So it's sort of like, keep your air open, especially if this is in the area of employment. Regardless, money and how it's traveling, this is how it's traveling energetically, is you having to use your intuition. That can be in a creative venture or what you're wanting to do. But it can be a conversational point nevertheless, because it does feel like it's going to bode well, but just be careful. In your health, okay, you're tired of things being stuck. You do feel you need to change something, and you're wanting life to move in a healthy way. Now, it doesn't mean to say that your health is not healthy. It can be situations that are impacting your health and you're tired. It's like if you feel in some shape or form you've had enough time to meditate on situations. Now the key is to get grounded so you can act upon them. It's due to a past tense loss that you don't know quite how to deal with this. So it could be more mental, blocks mentally speaking. If you can get grounded and you can do that meditation, knowing that you do have power in the situation, you can change the dynamic, is going to help you move forward. And that's going to balance the area of health out. And look, with health, it's a bit of everything. It can be anything down to your spiritual self, your mental self, and your 3D body. So it can be various things. Now, what you're working towards, or your 3D job, you're being very private. You're keeping your cards close to your chest. You do have an idea. Now, this could be a business idea. It could also be a future plan about what you're going to do. Again, it can be word through the grapevine of a position where you're going to land. And there will be jealousy connected to this, and there will be gossip. So be careful in the way in which you're applying for it. And try and white light yourself, because I do feel a bit of gossip and jealousy there. It is going to help for you to have the fresh start. So I do feel if this is a new position, it's going to be through a friend who is actually going to help you gain this position for those of you who are looking for a new position. Otherwise, the fresh start is going to be going up to a level in a different thing. Now, if this isn't a 3D working environment, this is whatever you're working on, you're keeping it private. But there is going to be a fresh start in that area. Spiritually speaking, you're meditating on something that was taken from you, or something, and you're concerned you're not going to have an opportunity to rectify the situation. You're meditating upon that. This could be in any area of your life. It could be a past tense position and you're going for gold, or it could be a love interest. Okay, you're very critical though, and it can be a past tense energy. So I'm hearing piggy in the middle. Don't place yourself as piggy in the middle. Try and step out of it. Keep your energy neutral, especially at a level of karmic energy, where you're moving forward to kind of remove any obstacles. Again, this can be leaving one job and going to another, but it's also, I'm hearing that it's connected to part of your spiritual path is like a contract you have in an aspect of a spiritual path, if that makes sense, but that's what I'm hearing. Now, what you're not seeing is that your hope is actually manifesting situations, as well as you believing that you can be fully fulfilled and happy. That is what's going to put you forward. So your mindset will directly impact every 3D area of your life. In your love life and what is happening, be it single or coupled, you want to offer love. You're using your intuition. You understand that your emotional abundance comes from this direct connection. Again, that can be what the spiritual path is, what the connection is. And anything you need to leave behind, you need to leave behind in order to have this happy beginning. Now, it is causing you stress. Now, this can be a past tense energy that you're meditating on, or it can be the current dynamic you're currently in. There is stress connected to a situation or a decision. You are feeling melancholia connected to a past. Somebody, either you or another person, is being a little bit controlling and manipulative. You might be keeping your cards, again, close to your chest, because you are meditating upon what you want to create, okay, what you have control over. And the person who you're thinking about, or the person you're dealing with now, again, I'm going to pull an extra card because I feel there's two energies coming through. One one area of life. Now, even if this isn't a second person, this can be you meditating upon past and past regret, and moving forward and meditating upon clearing a path for the person you're currently with. But one or the other's energy. One energy is where you feel this doesn't feel correct. The other is going to take courage to move towards. Okay, I will leave it at that. Oh, okay. The two cards that I did pull as additionals is that you are the master of your heart. You have the alchemy and the power to do that. And by finding balance, which is ironic because you've got the grounding card, which is all to do with you feeling safe in order to deal with this adversity, that's what's going to help you move forward. Okay, bye.